Okay, so let's try again. I've got a halo there, that's weird, isn't it? Right, okay, let's try again. What I'm doing here in the workshop is replacing some universal joints on a Range Rover Propshaft. The circlip in the universal joint. Universal joint is designed to articulate around in circles. They often wear. You can detect wear by clamping the end piece and the shaft pedal and see if you can detect any play. There is no play in this one, but there is a bit of tightness and notchiness. It's a notch just about there. Just feel it just clicking, which would indicate that the shaft is probably warm. But what I do is a nice loose fit here in the vise. First thing to do, as I say, circlips, a swine to undo. First thing I use is one of these, it's just a wire cup on the top shaft. Try and clean some of the crap out of it. Then a little lube, that fizzles its way in there. I have lubed these up already. A pair of needle nose pliers, and I often find that I can encourage them to move. This one, as I would expect it, is seized solid. So, paint tin opener, and I've got a nylon hammer here. What I tend to do then is just tap the clip into a direction which would suggest that it might move inwards. What have I done? I've blocked the light out so it goes dark. Right, okay, if I go over it now, it sort of moves. So just right, it moves now, but it's going round in circles. So next thing we do, oh, that was easy. Some of these are a right nuisance. Right, so I've got the clip loose. What I try to do now is, if I can lift one end of the clip like that, so what I've done is I've squeezed the clip together and then put a screwdriver over the end, of course you couldn't see that, and then the clip is half out of this slot, and there it goes, one clip. 3 more to go. Right, now for the fun bit. What we need to do now is we need to get the cup off the end of the universal joint. So the cup looks like that. That's a universal joint cup. It's full of roller bearings, and it's supposed to sit quite tight inside of the yoke, inside the bit. So, soft-faced hammer, bracing it against the other half of the universal joint. Okay, so it's in the vise, nice and wide open. Give it a couple of taps. One of the reasons I'm using nylon is because I don't have to be too shy with it. That's going. There it goes. You see the cup sliding up and out. It won't go all the way out because these things, the spiners bottom out on the universal joint before the joint comes out. Right, now we'll do the other side now. So we're working on 180 degrees. Coming out. Now, we've got this thing, so it's mostly out. What I do, you can see in there, you've got the spider, there it is, you can see it now, it's wiggling around. What I try and do is I try and wedge it against the lip of the cup. If I can do that, and then give it a tap, the cup comes out. It's gone over there, oh there it is. So here we are, one cup, and it's got the roller bearings in it and so forth. So we take the remnants of the roller bearings and stuff out, and the universal joint comes apart. Okay, so we've now got the two halves of the universal joint. What I then do is, using a 1/2 inch socket bar, put that through the joint So it goes through like that, and then just a gentle tap with the nylon hammer. Pops the other cap out, which has gone down here. Whoops. There he is. Cap. Right, so that's the naked Propshaft shaft, if you get my drift. And then we've got the two end caps. Here's one. And where's the other one I did earlier? That's been taken up. It won't be far. I did one a bit earlier on, which is interesting. Where's it going? That's weird. Never mind. I'll take this one apart. We'll find it in a minute. It won't be far. Right, okay, so we need to now get the rest of the universal joint out of here. But before I do that, I'm just going to clean up the face that the roller bearings go onto and see if I can detect any wear or any reason why this might have been a bit clicky. So what we've got here, you can see the two shafts. They're both shiny, they're both quite well used, but there's no ridging on there that would indicate why that would not work moving forward. I can still feel the notch there. So it's in one of these two cups that the problem is. So in order to get those out, wind the vice in a little bit. The spider in the middle of the cross bit is sacrificial. In this case we don't reuse them, just buy a whole new kit. Try and buy them that aren't cheap patterns. Yeah, there's one for you. Right, okay, so I'm going to tap this out now. I am being careful of my hands. You'll know if I hit my hand, because the swearing level will go up. Right, okay, and again this side, so I've knocked one cap, so it's almost all the way out. Doing the other cap. Again, sort of wedge the spider just up against the outside there. Bit of encouragement. I need a bit more encouragement than that. Hello. Right, and if I, there we go, look at that. It just pops out, and there's the spider. Right, okay, and again, rubbish cups. Knock the remnants of the old one out. So again, just using a 1/2 inch bar through the board. And right, okay, so here's the universal joint I've just taken off. The left and the right UJs were the ones that I felt were a bit on the sticky side, and as you can see, as I rotate it, it's been warm because there's some brown staining there, but also it looks like there's been a uniform wear to the surface, and on this end you can see where the thrust side is. There's a line that runs around here, and the drag side. But yeah, I'd say that's worn out. The idea with these things is there's a hole there that a bleed nipple goes into. When you pump grease in, it goes through the middle of the spider. This is the spider, and out through the four ends and into the cups. There's a cup which is full of needle rollers. It should be absolutely full, and there's a grease cap on the top end of it. I won't be reusing any of this stuff. It's all, even though these are part worn, buying a brand new quality unit they're about 10 or so pounds, so it's not horrific. Here's one I took off the other shaft yesterday, and this one, can we get it to focus on that? There you can see the ridges, you can see the marks on the yoke. Sometimes these things get so bad that there's one there. Look at the state of that. That's one that's excessively worn. That would have had a fair amount of play in it. because what's happened is the rollers have worn in or worn through the case hardening on the surface of the yoke, and then accelerated the wear. It's possible that the universal joint hadn't been lubricated, or there was some crap in there. So it's a false economy to even think about reusing any of these parts. This is all going in the scrap bin, all of this lot. I've saved the bleed nipples so I can work out what size they are.